My name is Lynn Swett. I'm the Human Services Deputy Director for Washington County Department of Social Services. We had a point in our agency in which I was named the interim director of the agency. During that time period, I realized that I would never be a director of the agency because I didn't have a bachelor's degree. So my first response to that was to start looking for a program that would give me a bachelor's degree, but would be from a reputable college and would provide me what I was looking for in the public service fields. And the one program that stood out the most to me was the LPS program with NC State. Number one, it's a reputable college, and number two, it was in leadership in the public sector, which was exactly what I was looking for, to be management in a Department of Social Services in county government. I enjoyed the people I worked with in helping me get to my goal of a degree. Tracy Appling and Lashika Waters were probably the two most exceptional people in encouragement, in guidance, and making the process easy for someone who had been out of high school and out of college for over 25 years. I can remember my first phone call to Lashika. I called her up. I told her I had an associate's degree from Beaufort Community College and that it was very old, and I needed to know what my next steps were. She didn't skip a beat. She sent me an email. She broke down who I needed to contact, and if I wanted to go back through Beaufort, exactly what classes I needed to take and what next associate's degree I needed to transfer into the LPS program to get my degree, and kind of gave me an idea of what I was looking at as far as a goal of how long it would take to get there. Tracy, on the other hand, gave me so much guidance in regards to the master's after getting my bachelor's on whether it was really something I needed to do or not needed to do. I was struggling with the thought, did I really need to go there? And she was able to guide me in answering that question for myself without putting her thoughts into it, but letting it be my decision. When I enrolled for classes for each semester, I was looking, number one, at the length of time each class would take in my schedule. I was working anywhere from 40 to 60 hours a week. I knew I would have time in the evenings, but I would have time on the weekends, and that would be my limit for completing those classes. Being able to log in when I had that time available and complete those classes, or even set up small goals along the way during that curriculum, made it very flexible to work a full-time job, manage a family business, and still have time to complete those classes. Also, you could email the professors at any point in time and you would get a response. And so you had time that you didn't feel pressured, but you were able to complete those tasks. I live in the middle of nowhere. They pump in sunshine. Wi-Fi, it can be spotty, but I also knew I did not have 2 hours in my day to drive to Raleigh for classes. So looking for an online program I knew was probably the only way I was going to obtain a bachelor's degree. The ease of being able to know I could log in at any time, and that lecturer and that professor were still going to be there. I did not have to think about getting off work early, just trying to get through traffic, get somewhere to sit in on a lecture. I knew all I had to do was get home, do what I needed to do, and sit down in front of that computer, and I was going to get the look at that lecture. That flexibility actually took some stress off of trying to determine how I was going to obtain that degree. Lashika became like your best friend during this process. I would email her struggles with classes, struggles with professors, and she would encourage me or kind of give me insight to understand what a professor may be asking for based on knowledge she had from previous students. She was just that extra something that when you needed some guidance or you needed some encouragement, she was there to provide it, and she had that insight. She had already heard about some classes from other students, or she knew what classes would better fit your personality, and that little bit of guidance and that nudge when you felt like you were in a bind was really what you needed. Even if you couldn't be in person, to be able to email her and she would jump right back on it and answer you was probably one of the biggest factors about keeping me in the program and keeping me interested. She always could provide that little bit of oomph when you needed it. I have had 2 title changes since I obtained my degree, and I have increased my salary quite a bit, which was very nice to go along with the title changes. Of course, that brings more responsibility, but it also allows me to help staff members. It gives me the opportunity to do more things for our agency, and actually to be able to reach out in the public and let people know what services we can do for them and how we can help our county grow. I waited 30 years to obtain my bachelor's degree. I graduated from high school in 1989. I got an associate's degree and felt like that was as far as I was ever going to get. I started seeing my daughter get close to finishing high school and getting into college, and I knew if I was ever going to take that leap, I needed to do it. And then I set the goal that I was going to get there before she did. She graduated this past year. I graduated in 2019, so I beat her. And that was important because it gave her the encouragement to keep moving forward. And for anyone that's wondering why they should do it, they always should think too of their children. They're watching to see what we do, and those are the examples that just make it all worthwhile.